Financial institution students, we are now in week 5 and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. A little bit about this week. I went ahead and posted the exam that will cover the previous 2 weeks, and that's available now if you want to get that done. That way you can enjoy the holiday break. We also have a brief forum discussion relative to any financial innovations that you use in your banking system or financial institutions, or how you engage in financial transactions. I've posted an example out there, so just make sure to post your initial post by Friday and then follow up to another student with a question or response by Sunday at midnight. Again, this week we're going to read chapters 17, 18, 19, get into more of the microeconomics of banking, if you will. Chapter 17 starts off with the concept of asset liability management, looking at that balance sheet, knowing that on the asset side, the bank can have loans, they can have real estate, they can have other tangible assets. On the liability side are going to be things such as checking deposits and CDs. When you make a deposit into a bank, that is your money, so it's a liability from the bank's perspective. But in the practice of asset liability management, they're going to try to take those liabilities, the checking accounts, the CDs, and go out and lend in the market at a higher rate, that is the spread, and that's how banks make most of their money, asset liability management. Of course, they do mention that banks in recent years have done a lot of off-balance sheet activities. Some brought into question recently, but that could be anything from low sales, fee income, or different trading activities. Yeah. A little bit about chapter 18. This chapter deals a lot with financial regulation. I was actually watching a documentary last night on Netflix. It was kind of tying in, is this population too much? Are we coming to the end of the world? Is the earth really sustainable? Or are we just kind of raping away all these resources, and we have really no accountability? And they actually brought up quite a bit of banking when I was watching this, and thought that was pretty interesting. And they had a kind of testimony on the Hill, and Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, who was in the news over the summer because of the London whale and some of the trading and the losses, almost $4 billion in losses. But Jamie Dimon in testimony says, hey, you should almost expect a financial crisis every 4 or 5 years. Kind of begs the question, do we have the right amount of regulation? Why does this keep happening? Is it because we give bankers just too much power and too much control, and we allow them too much risk? Are they going out and taking very risky activities, all in the hopes to make super huge profits, to pay themselves really big salaries? So even the financial institution system really comes into question. That's what a lot of this regulation is all about in this chapter. Even it goes all the way back to the Glass-Steagall Act, which was from 2 senators in the South, that after the Great Depression saw, hey, we got to separate investment banking and commercial banking so this never happens again. But the Graham-Leachy Bill Act in '99 kind of said, well, we're going to allow this again. So we're kind of at a situation, especially with the Frank-Dodd Act, what is the right amount of regulation to make sure that our financial future is secure? We don't have another Great Depression. That's what a lot of debate is going on right now. Last, the banking entry and structure and competition. Again, kind of the idea that there are different security markets, there are derivative markets. There's also innovation that goes on, and there's been a lot of bank consolidation too. That's what we talked about quite a bit last week. Was that forum discussion, could it be feasible someday we actually just have 100 banks and that's it, or even smaller? Some European nations have much smaller banks and maybe just have a lot of branches. So, but even with the credit unions, actually in Kansas, which is close to us, the National U.S. Central Credit Union, that will funnel all the assets from all the credit unions in the United States, is really no more because of the subprime crisis and some of their risky investments in mortgages. So the government stepped in and pretty much took it over. So, but again, if you have any questions this week, do send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll pick this up again next Sunday. Take care.